What's up, guys? Welcome to Fantasy Time. I'm Jacob Cutler, your host, the Fantasy Guy. Today, I actually have a little bit of a special episode for you. It's not really so much a fantasy episode, but I do have my NFL 2021-2022 season predictions, expectations. We're going to go over the AFC. We're going to go over the NFC. We're going to talk about the playoffs. We're going to talk about the championship game, Super Bowl, season awards. We're going to talk about all of it. And I'm just going to give you my predictions, my expectations. I made an Excel spreadsheet for this as well that I will post on the Twitter at FantasyTime2021. Make sure to follow. And that you can just follow along. You can submit your predictions along with mine. We can compare. We can chat about it. It's just something fun, I thought, a good way that I can interact with you throughout the season, before the season starts as well. And it's just something fun I thought we could do throughout the season. So, without further ado, away we go. Alrighty, guys. You guys ready? Because I'm ready. Let's go. So we're going to start out west with the AFC West. I have no real shocker here. I have Patrick Mahomes, as his mom would say, and Andy Reid repeating as division champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. I have new head coach out in Los Angeles, Brandon Staley, and Justin Herbert coming in second. And then I have John Gruden and Derek Carr out in the desert coming in third. And then we have Vic Fangio and Teddy Bridgewater coming in the Mile High City, the Denver Broncos coming in fourth. This season, Kansas City looks to go for their sixth consecutive division title, which is just absolutely ridiculous. They're most likely going to do it. I did not see the Chargers or Raiders do enough this offseason to take that next level to take over KC. Kansas City, if you saw, they fortified their offensive line, so they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. Pat Mahomes is going to be scary this year, especially if he's got a line that's going to protect him. Watch out. The records can be shattered this year. KC, no real shocker there. I have them repeating. The Los Angeles Chargers, new head coach Brandon Staley, former assistant for the Denver Broncos. We'll see how the Herbert Staley chemistry is. The Herbert Lynn chemistry last season was rocking and rolling before they decided to let him go. Now they got Brandon Staley, brand new head coach. He's never been a head coach before, so we'll see. They're both young. I'm sure they both want to get the ball downfield. Herbert's got an arm, so we could see a high-flying offense this season. I would not be surprised. So watch out for Justin Herbert. He could be flinging the ball all over the field with this young coach. Definitely a possibility. We move to Las Vegas. John Gruden and Derek Carr are simply in a prove-it year. They must prove to the fan base that they have taken the next step in their coaching and quarterbacking evolution to where this franchise is going to be a playoff franchise either this season or next season. That's pretty much the bottom line for the Las Vegas Raiders. It's simply on them too. If they can't get it done this year, I believe some moves need to be made in order to either get them help, serious help, or they just need to move on and we just need to start a new era in Las Vegas, which could very well be. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. I would be very sad if it happens because the Raiders are my second team aside from the Bengals. But I could see it happening this season if there's no success down there in Vegas. Now we're moving on to Denver. I think if you've been following Denver the last couple seasons, this could be very well Vic Fangio's final season as a head coach there and maybe possibly head coach in the NFL. Great coordinator. I would take him on the Bengals or Raiders in a heartbeat. He would turn those defenses around like nobody's business. But as a head coach, I just don't see it. This season, this is definitely his prove-it year as a head coach. I don't know if Elway moves forward with Fangio after this season if he simply can't get it done. Moving on to the AFC North. As you can see, I have the Cleveland Browns taking the division this year. I think Kevin Stefanski and Baker Mayfield, they step up their game. I think they take the next step, and they actually win the division. If you want to hear this, they have not won a division since 2002. 19 years. So I think this is the year that they actually end that drought. I think they take the next step that they couldn't do last season and win that game. I hope it's not week 17 again. If it is, that'd be great. I love that. That was an awesome game to watch. But I do think the Cleveland Browns, finally, 19 years, Cleveland. 19 years, I think you guys are finally going to get your first division title, which would be great to see. I love watching history in sports, so I'm rooting for Cleveland this year to root the title, besides obviously my Bengals. Next, they got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh's defense is ferocious, that's for sure. Their defense, even in this Hall of Fame game, was nasty. They dominated the Cowboys, and that's their second string, third string guys. So their starters are definitely nasty. Their backups look disgusting. So just watch out for that Pittsburgh defense. It's really all about can the offense stay healthy? Can Big Ben stay healthy? Can the receivers produce? Can they keep that momentum that they had last season before they totally just fell off the rail? Next, I have the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh. My question for the Ravens is, has Lamar Jackson taken that next step in his quarterback evolution? I talk about quarterback evolution to where he is going to be that elite quarterback. He's an elite runner. That's a given. Anybody who watches one highlight of him can see he's an elite runner. He needs to become an elite passer. Don't be a Cam Newton. I love Cam. I've loved Cam his entire career. I've followed him since college, but don't be a Cam Newton, dude. Don't rocket the ball, 40 yards down the field, and then suddenly you can't throw the ball 10 yards. You're young. Follow your dream, man. Become the great quarterback that you know you can be, and work on that arm, work on that passing skill. That's my question for him. Has he taken that next passing skill? Because obviously, I think right now Kansas City is the reigning AFC champion. So it's really, can he take that next level to where he can actually beat the Kansas City Chiefs? We will see this season. I'm excited to watch him. I'm excited to see his maturity, his level of effort that he put in this offseason. So the Baltimore Ravens should be an exciting team to watch. Next, I got my Cincinnati Bengals. Last but not least, of course, the Bengals. All I want from the Bengals this season is some success, whether that be the offensive line. We lead the NFL in lowest sack percentage. The defense is ranked top 20. The receivers have good seasons. Give me something positive. Joey makes an entire season. Give me something positive that I can feed off of going into next season. Hopefully where we can finally lock down our final piece in the draft, finally get somebody in free agency that's big on defense, and we finally are ready to go. Joey's ready to go. That offense is ready to go. We just need that defense to be ready to go. Up next, we got the AFC South. So we got the Tennessee Titans coming in first. Now, I will be honest with you, I did have the Indianapolis Colts coming in second, but the vibe that I'm getting from the Colts it's not a good one, honestly. So I've actually made the decision to leapfrog Jacksonville over Indianapolis. I got Jacksonville coming in second. I got Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence gelling. I got the Indianapolis Colts coming in third. And then last but not least, we got the Houston Texans. Now, let's talk about the Tennessee Titans for a sec. Tennessee, I view a lot like Baltimore. The key to that team is one person, Ryan Tannehill. That ownership has given him every possible luxury that any quarterback could want. You got Julio Jones on one side, you got A.J. Brown on the other, and then you got, in my opinion, one of the greatest running backs of all time, King Henry, Derrick Henry, right behind you, who is pretty much a guaranteed first down if you need one. You got everything you need, bud. It's time for you to show out. So instead of being a great quarterback this season, I need you to turn the dial up and become an elite quarterback this season. That team's success solely depends on Ryan Tannehill. That's really it, honestly. Next, we got Jacksonville. Jacksonville is a mystery. I have no idea. I'll be honest. I have no idea. I have no idea how Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence are going to gel. I believe in Trevor just because of what I've seen in his college career. But I have no idea how Urban and Trevor are going to gel. That offense too has a bunch of Mustangs, a bunch of ponies on there. DJ Chark, you got Marvin Jones, a great veteran receiver, like I said in my first video, for Trevor Lawrence. You got DJ Chark, like I just said. You got everybody you want on that team. You got James Robinson. That team is also set up and ready to go. That defense needs to show up for him as well. Then the Colts. Excuse me. The Colts are snowballing, and not in a good way, in my opinion. They are quickly on their way for a mediocre season. Wentz and Nelson now both out. Same foot injury. Carson is now seeming to be injury prone. It doesn't seem like it was just the Philly turf or the Philly grass or Philadelphia. He seems to be injury prone. He seems like he just gets hurt randomly for no reason at all, which is a shame. I like watching him play. So the Colts seem to me are snowballing fast downhill. They need to recover quickly, whether it be make a trade for a good quarterback. I know Phillip Rivers said he was open to a return, so bringing in Phillip Rivers. But they need to do something to salvage the season because it can quickly get out of hand. And that's something that they definitely don't want, especially in both Frank Reich's and Carson Wentz's first season with the team. And last but not least, we got the Houston dumpster fire, the Houston Texans. There's so many things you can say about this team. I am no one to criticize, but first off, their coach looks like somebody gave their grandpa a bunch of gear and they just allowed him to walk on the field at training camp to be with them. I'm sure that Cooley will be good coach for them, or Cully will be a good coach for them, but I'm not sure. Deshaun, I'm pretty sure, is out of there. Who knows what's going on with this sexual allegation stuff? I'm not even gonna even touch that with a 10-foot pole. That team, I'm sure, will have some moments of sunshine, some moments of flair, but don't expect much from the Houston Texans this season. And last but not least, we got the AFC East. We got the Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots, and we got the New York Jets. I believe it's Buffalo's year. I believe it is the Buffalo Bills' year. I think they do it. I think Josh Allen takes the next step. I think Stephon Diggs takes that next step. I don't know if you guys have seen the video of him watching the celebration of the championship game last season. Stephon Diggs is there. They are lucky to have someone like Stephon Diggs. He's gonna ball out this year. Cole Beasley's there. That defense is there. Sean McDermott is there. That team is ready to roll. I'm a big believer in Buffalo this year. We got Miami Dolphins next. The Dolphins defense is scary. The Dolphins defense is scary. If they can keep Howard, if they can make him happy, if they can appease his needs, that defense will be a force to be reckoned with. It really all comes down to, and it's the quarterback. I think you guys are finding a common theme throughout this video. It really comes down to Tua. Has Tua matured? Has he developed? Has he taken this offseason seriously and become a good quarterback? I don't need him to be great. We don't need him to be elite. We want him to be good. He just needs to be good for that team. Brian Flores is a great coach. I like Brian Flores. He brings energy, he brings toughness, he brings assertiveness, he brings a certain energy, a vibe to that team that they haven't had in a very, very long time. So the Dolphins are a fun team to watch. Tua needs to step up and be a leader on that team and really man up at quarterback and lead and show that he was the right draft pick for the time and he can be the leader of that franchise. The Pats are like the Jags. Who knows? They are a mystery box. It really depends on if Cam can really throw the ball more than 10 yards. I keep saying it over and over and over. Cam has to throw the ball more than 10 yards. If not, Mac Jones is going to come in and take his spot, and then the Mac Jones era begins, and there goes Cam Newton off into the sunset. He did have a great career. He was the NFL MVP, but definitely not the way that I would have wanted to see him go out. But we will see this season if Cam can step up to the plate or if Mac Jones is the guy in New England. And then last but not least, you have the New York Jets. Robert Saleh. I'm going to keep this very short and simple, and I think a lot of you will know where this comes from. Good luck. All right, now we're moving over to the NFC. So let's start with the NFC West. We'll start out west again. I got the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals coming in first this season. I got the Rams coming in second, the Los Angeles Rams. We got the San Francisco 49ers coming in third. And then I got the Seattle Seahawks coming in fourth. I think the Cardinals do it this year. I think they finally win the division. It's been a while since they won the division. I think they do it. I think Kyler Murray takes that next step. DeAndre Hopkins is obviously there. Larry Legend is gonna ball out. They got J.J. Watt now. That defense is looking nasty. So I think the Cardinals take it this year. They need to take that next step in order to really show that they are a perennial franchise. They are a playoff franchise. They're not really scaring anybody right now, honestly. I don't think anybody in the NFC West is scared to play them. That division is going to be extremely close, with everyone, I think, winning about 10 to 11 games besides the Seahawks, in my opinion. So that division is going to be very close. That 1, 2, and 3 spot, that's really a toss-up. That's really a juggle of who's going to win, who's going to get 1, 2, and 3. When I was just breaking it down, when I was looking at it, that's how I spit it. That's how I got it. That's how I spit it. 1, 2, 3 was Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Rams, and the San Francisco 49ers. The Rams, right? Is Matt Stafford the savior of the Rams? Is Matt Stafford the quarterback of Sean McVay's dreams? I think he is. I think we're about to see a Ryan Shanahan connection in LA. I think Matt Stafford and Sean McVay are going to be absolutely gross this season. I think with Matt Stafford's toughness and Sean McVay's brain, that's a force to be reckoned with as well. So watch out for Matt Stafford in LA. I think he does have a great season. I think he has a monster season. Moving down to the Niners. The Niners are going to have a bounce-back season. I truly believe that. It just really depends on injuries. Just like last season, they cannot get injured. Nick Bosa has to stay healthy in order for that defense to produce. Everybody went down except for basically Fred Warner, who was just out there alone trying to captain that defense. Everyone needs to be there for that defense, for that team to succeed. That team is more defensive heavy than they are offensive heavy. That team, relies a lot on their defense more than they do rely on their offense. Now that can change once baby Mahomes comes in. That's what I call Trey Lance, just because he looks like Pat Mahomes. But once baby Mahomes comes in, I think we'll see a more explosive offense. I think they'll be able to do more on offense. But until then, I think we're going to get what we see, which is Jimmy G, running the ball, short passes, and then eventually taking some shots down the field. Last but not least, we got the Seattle Seahawks. Pete Carroll. I was getting flashbacks of the USC days. I think they just have an average season. I don't see anything real special coming from them. Russ is going to have a great season, like he always does. Tyler Lockett will probably have a good season. DK Metcalf will probably have a good season. I just don't see them doing enough during the season to surpass the Cardinals, the Rams, or the Niners. All right, moving over to the NFC North. I got the Green Bay Packers, the Minnesota Vikings, Chicago Bears, and the Detroit Lions. With the Packers, it looks like it's Aaron's last season in Green Bay. The only way I see him staying is if they win the Super Bowl. But even then, I could easily see him leaving, with him saying, you know what, there it is, I've done it, and you know what, my time to go. I want to go finish somewhere where they respect and listen to me. So I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves, regardless of what happens this season. It's been an honor to watch him. He is my favorite quarterback, so it's been an honor to watch him in Green Bay. Whatever happens this season, I'm sure will be exciting. I look forward to next season if he does choose to leave Green Bay, because I'm very curious on where he'll actually end up. So if it is Aaron's last season in Green Bay, I am very excited to see what happens next season. I do think they do finish strong again with winning the division. Because I do think that the Minnesota Vikings, who I do have coming in second, it's really a make or break it year for Mike Zimmer and Kirk Cousins. If they don't make the playoffs, I think that tandem is pretty much out of there. I think the fans are at the wit's end with Kirk. I like Kirk, but he just cannot get the job done when it matters most. He does the job good when it's everything's easy breezy, but when push comes to shove and hard times fall, he usually falls on hard times. So it's a bummer to see him like that, because I always liked him in college and everything like that. Excuse me, but this very well could be Kirk and Mike Zimmer's last season in Minnesota. Moving down to Chicago. Matt Nagy has the Red Rifle in charge right now. We will see how long that lasts. Justin Fields, I do believe, is going to be getting playing time this season. I do believe he takes over for Andy Dalton. That fan base is going to be on a very, very short fuse with Dalton. Dalton almost has to play perfect. Andy needs to really make the Pro Bowl this season for Chicago, for the fans not to call for him to be removed for Justin Fields. They're on their edge of their seat waiting for this kid to be there. They want this kid to be there. they want this kid to be the franchise quarterback. So the Chicago Bears fans, I think, are more than likely going to pressure that QB change at some point during the season. So watch out for that. And then you have the Detroit Lions. Now, if you're not fired up when you watch Dan Campbell on the sidelines or during practice or during that interview, there's something wrong with you. So I'm the only thing I think I'm fired up to see is Dan Campbell on the sidelines head coaching this team during the season, which is probably going to be the most exciting thing about this season, which is Dan Campbell, their head coach. I don't know what's going to happen in Detroit, but I can tell you it's not going to be good. Next up, we got the NFC South. Number one, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the reigning Super Bowl champions. I don't see them finishing as the wild card team now that Drew has retired. So I got the Tampa Bay Bucks, the Atlanta Falcons, the New Orleans Saints, and the Carolina Panthers. I see the Bucks. I could easily see them repeating this year. Watch out for Tom. We could very easily, be seeing Tom Brady, New England 2007 this season. I think this man is on a mission. I think this guy has one thing left on his mind that he wants to accomplish, and that is the perfect season. To me, that's really the only thing left on my mind that he could want to accomplish, because he's literally done everything else. I think he wants that perfect season. So I think this season, with that lineup, since they returned every single person, watch out, because Tom could be coming for blood. So that would be very scary if that's the case. Second, I got the Atlanta Falcons. I think Matt Ryan has a bounce-back season. They got a new coach in Arthur Smith. We'll see how that chemistry gels. But I think Matt Ryan has a good season. I think he's got weapons around him with Ridley and Pitts. So I think they have a good season. They're definitely right now the second best team in that division with the Saints and the Panthers. The Saints for being the Saints, and for reasons I'll explain in a sec, and then Carolina Panthers for being the Carolina Panthers. But I think right now the Atlanta Falcons are that second best team in the division. Just looking at the power rankings, I should say, that's how I would rank them right now. The third is the Saints, like I was just saying. Sean Payton now has Jameis and Taysom Hill. He does not have Drew Brees any longer. He does not have a security blanket. So who knows how this season's going to go. They usually succeed without Drew. They did last season when he was injured. But we'll see. We'll see. Is Jameis a real quarterback? Is Taysom Hill a real quarterback? The answers, we'll get the answers this season, but right now, who the hell knows? So I think Sean Payton, we will see Sean Payton retire here in the next couple of years, because I think he's going to be about up with it with Jameis and Taysom, and I think he's just going to want to take his flowers and bounce. He's not really known for bounty gaining anymore. He's kind of put that behind him. So I think we could very well be seeing the coaching end to Sean Payton coming here soon. We got the Carolina Panthers coming in fourth. Matt Rule. It's kind of like with the Seattle Seahawks, in my mind. They may have a good season. They may. Sam Darnold may be a good quarterback. He may. But you don't really know. That's kind of like a wait and we will see type of thing. They may have a good season, but the way I look at their team right now, they're definitely a fourth place team. They may have, 9-8, 8-9, 7-9, or 7-10 now because of week 17. They may have a mediocre season. I don't see them doing anything spectacular. And our last division before we talk about playoffs is the NFC East. Probably the funnest division in all of football. Number one, I got the Dallas Cowboys. Number two, we got the New York Giants. Number three, we got the Washington Football Team. And then rounding off that terrific group of four teams, we got the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm scratching my head because this division, if you've been following football over the past 4 years or so, is garbage. Is hot garbage. Who knows if they'll figure it out. The only team that seems to have figured it out is the Dallas Cowboys, and Dak got hurt last year. So if Dak can stay healthy, they're going to have a good season. If he gets hurt, dumpster fire of a division again. New York Giants, Joe Judge, to be fair, did turn this team around. They started off terrible, and then they finished the season incredibly strong. It is all about if Danny Dimes can take that next step as a quarterback and become a great quarterback for that team to prove that he's the franchise guy. That's basically what it comes down to with the Giants. Washington's a sleeper. I look at them. You can never really count them out. With Fitzy going to be there, you got Riverboat Ron there. I mean, Ron's beat cancer, so I mean nothing's gonna get in his way. Nothing's gonna stop this guy now. So I mean you got Fitz and Ron there, great combination, two very creative minds, two very fuck it, let's go for it, and let's lay it all out. So you got two guys who are willing to put their balls on the table, as they say, and really show what they got. So that team should be a really fun team to watch. And then last but not least, you got the Eagles. The Eagles are starting off completely fresh. They got Nick Sirianni, who was an assistant last season, brand new head coach, never had coaching experience before. You have a brand new quarterback in Jalen Hurts, so we'll see how they gel. Videos coming from camp now in Philadelphia aren't looking the greatest, but it is camp. Jalen Hurts is a young quarterback, so you got to give him time to develop, especially in a brand new system that he's just learning for the first time this season. So we'll give him the time that he needs, and then we'll evaluate later on this season. All right, we're done with the regular season. Now we're on to the playoffs, and we're going to get down to brass tacks here. So let's get into it. Let's start with the AFC. At number 1, I got the Buffalo Bills getting that bye. Number 2, I got the Kansas City Chiefs. 3, I got the Tennessee Titans. 4, we got the Cleveland Browns. 5, we got the Los Angeles Chargers. 6, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers. 7, you got the Baltimore Ravens. And 8, rounding us off, just scraping in, I got the Miami Dolphins. My 9 and 10 seed were the Las Vegas Raiders at 9. And at 10, I got the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, let's go over to the NFC. We got at number 1, we're going to start off with the reigning champs, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they are definitely not a wild card team this year. I believe they are definitely the number 1 seed this year. With Tom being settled in, that team returning, definitely number 1 seed. Number 2, we got the Green Bay Packers. Number 3, we got the Arizona Cardinals. 4, we got your Dallas Cowboys. 5, we got the Los Angeles Rams. 6, we got the San Francisco 49ers. 7, we got the Atlanta Falcons. 8, we got the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings, just like I said, it's the make or break a year for Kirk and Mike, and I just think they just scraped by. At 9, I had the Chicago Bears, and then 10, I had the New Orleans Saints. I do think Sean Payton is able to scramble that team together and have success. I definitely think he does have a good season where they finish at 10. Alrighty, and moving on to championship weekend. AFC Championship, I got the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs, and then in the NFC Championship, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Arizona Cardinals. I think both games, if they were to happen, would be too hell of a game by both sides. I think the Bills-Chiefs game would be incredible again, and I think the Buccaneers-Cardinals game would be incredible. I both think they come down to the fourth quarter. I would not be surprised if they both came down to the final 2 minutes, even the last play of the game. Now, can I get a drum roll, please? And going to the Super Bowl, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the reigning champs. No real surprise there. And then I have the Buffalo Bills. I think the Buffalo Bills, like I said, it's their year. I think they get over the hump of the Kansas City Chiefs, and I think we see them in the Super Bowl. And more importantly, Buffalo, stand up. I think they win the Super Bowl. No one circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills, as Chris Berman would say. I believe the Buffalo Bills are your Super Bowl champs this year. I think they complete their mission. I think they do it. I think they put the city of Buffalo on their back. I think they give the fans what they've been dying for. Dying. If I went to 4 straight Super Bowls and I lost to 4 straight Super Bowls, as a fan, I would be dead inside. This is something that the city of Buffalo needs. I think it would be incredible. The parade would be incredible. And I think there is no more deserving team than Buffalo, than Josh Allen, than that team. And I believe that Josh Allen would be your Super Bowl MVP, igniting another superstar, future Hall of Fame career, someone that we can enjoy watching for the next 10, 15, 20 years maybe. So I'm hoping that the Buffalo Bills do it this year. That's my pick for the Super Bowl, is the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen winning the Super Bowl MVP. All right, now that we got the Super Bowl out of the way, the last thing we're going to talk about is season-ending awards. All right, so I think your MVP of the 2021-22 NFL season is Patrick Mahomes. I think your Offensive Player of the Year is Stephon Diggs. I think your Defensive Player of the Year is, no real shocker here, Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald for, I think, the third or fourth consecutive time. Third time, I believe. And then your Offensive Rookie of the Year, I believe, is Najee Harris from Pittsburgh. And then your Defensive Rookie of the Year, I believe, is going to be Micah Parsons from the Dallas Cowboys. Those are my picks for the season awards. Let's see how they turn out. Alrighty, thanks for watching the video. Nothing left to do but sit back, relax, and enjoy some football. It's coming soon. There is no Sunday without football until February. I cannot wait. It's going to be a great season. If you like this video, do me a favor, like it, subscribe to the channel so you can find your way back easier. Give me a comment, give me a share, pass this along to your friends and family. Let them know that Jake Cutler, the fantasy guy, is throwing down the knowledge, always dropping down the knowledge. I'm always here for you. So if you got any questions, make sure you hit me up on the Twitter at FantasyTime2021. And until the next video, Jake Cutler, fantasy guy, is out.